Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite fall makeup items. I have a lot of product in front of me and they're kind of various needs, I guess. So if you're someone who likes to wear something that's very bold, there's something here for you. If you're someone that still wants to keep things natural and everyday and very light and minimal, there's also something here for you too. So if you want to see the items I love during the fall time, then keep on watching. Let's start off with actually the smaller category. I only have one, is nails. I love right now the trend of like a deep green, which is what I have on my nails right now. This is from Sally Hansen. It's the Color Therapy Argan Oil Formula. And oh my gosh, this is what I have on right now. And when you look at it, you're kind of like, oh, is that black? What is that? A deep blue? No, it's a deep green. And I'm sure it's not even going to show up on camera, but this color, it's called Cool Cucumber. In certain lights, it does look black, but when you get into the right light, it is a very deep hunter green. You like this formula a lot. I have a bunch of shades from the Argan Oil Color Therapy line. I like this a lot. It's like a very thick, smooth, glossy formula. I do use the top coat, so on its own, it's not very glossy. You do need the top coat, clear top coat. On to, oh gosh, I don't know where to start. Eyeshadows. So let me just kind of pick out certain things. One, the most recent palette that I received in my BoxyCharm is such a good fall palette. It's the pure Soiree Diaries one. I mean, right there, you have neutral tones that you can use year round, but then you have some nice warm tones, some like bronzy coppery shades in here as well. So this is an awesome palette for this time of year, but it's again versatile enough where you can use it throughout the whole year, but I do think it's a beautiful fall palette. Another palette which is readily available on Lorac's website or any of their retailers is the first palette, the original Lorac Pro Palette. This is awesome because it has garnet in there, and also I like it deep purple. I did use this palette in my last tutorial. So many transition shades. I mean, this is such a classic palette that I'm sure most people have, but I love it for garnet and even gold. Oh my gosh, garnet, gold, deep purple, those were all used in that tutorial, and it's just an awesome palette. But one, again, that you're not using just for a certain time of year, you can use it all year round. Makeup Geek one, that's a staple if you're looking for something warm, but you want a matte shade. Oh, Cocoa Bear, classic. This is like old school Makeup Geek, probably one of the first round of eyeshadows she created. Such a good shade. I really shouldn't have worn a cream sweater doing this video, but whatever. Oh, look at the shade. Ready? Boom. Cranberry is such a good shade as an alternative if you don't want those more orangey ones and you lean more to like a pinky, cooler tone vibe. Bitten is so good as well. I love this because it's a muted cranberry. It's almost got like a gray tone to it, I guess, because it's not like a bright cranberry. I'm sorry, I'm like a horrible swatcher. One that you can get readily at the drugstore, and I have used this thing so often, is the Milani Everyday Eyeshadow Collection. This is Earthy Elements, or I'm sorry, Earthy Elements. There's no L. This is just like a warm palette, and you have like a muted brown cranberry shade right here. It's definitely more brown than cranberry, but it has that feel. I mean, the quality on these eyeshadows are awesome as well, but my go-to in this palette is this shade. It's so soft too. Okay, I'm running out of room already. This one right here. It doesn't even look like much. My horrible swatch is not doing anything justice, but it's this gorgeous orange. Look at how blown out that looks just by blending it with my finger. It's this rusty orange shade. Oh, it's so good. And the last like palette, I'm still going to talk about eyeshadows, but the last palette I have is from Naked Cosmetics, and this is the definition of fall for me. You got the green, you have the cranberry, you have that rust shade. This is perfect. I got this in a BoxyCharm subscription 1 month a while back, but you can get this on their website at Naked Cosmetics. Oh my gosh, they are more of like metallic shades. I did just swatch them. Let's see. Yes. Look at that. I mean, that rust shade could go on for days. It's so pigmented. That alone makes me keep this palette. I mean, I love the other two, but that color alone, when I want that rust shade, but I want that like metallic, very opaque, beautiful color, this is the palette I grab. I love gold as well. It is the Revlon Colorstay Cream Eyeshadow in 710. So if you're looking for a cream pot, that is a beautiful, like just wash all over the lid, slap on mascara and go. This is the one. Let's see. And the reason why I like this, there it is because it's more of like an antique gold. It's not a gold that leans way too yellow. That doesn't look that great on me. This is the perfect, I mean, perfect gold, because when you see it in certain light, it almost looks taupe brown. Do you see that? But it's not. It's a nice antique gold. For a like cream stick, an eyeshadow stick, I love Rimmel's Magnifyeyes. Basically, it's a dual-ended crayon. And this is in the shade Kissed by a Rose Gold. So you have one end that is, look at that. And I'm barely even touching. I wasn't even in the frame. I'm sorry. So look at how creamy. I'm barely even like putting pressure on. Let me just show you how little pressure I'm putting on. I mean, they're just so creamy. And then the other side is a brown, which is nice because they complement each other, and this is so smooth and opaque. The last eye product I have here is an eyeliner, and this is my go-to year-round. I love this eyeliner so much. It's the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, Definitely, Forever, blah, blah, blah. Super long name. It's basically their eyeliner in like a gel formula. It's golden bronze. I've used this thing so often. Let me give you a nice little swatch so you can see the color. They're so creamy. It's right there. So creamy, so opaque. It looks gorgeous in the waterline. That's how I use it all the time. The bottom waterline. It's so reflective and coppery. It makes blue eyes, green eyes pop. I love it. Okay, now let's get into some lip products. I have a little variety of different things. If you're someone who doesn't want to do the deep colors, maybe you want to do something more mauve-y, but you don't want to do nude, I think a mauve, like grayish kind of shade is going to be perfect to start bringing you into this time of year. I use mauve year round, but I think when you lean a little bit towards that mauve-y gray kind of tone, I think it looks really nice as we're getting into the fall, even the winter months. And one that I actually like a lot because it's very wearable is from L'Oreal. It's the Infallible Paints one. This is in the shade 310 Taupeless, and I got this when these first launched, and it comes in a little doe foot applicator. Let's use the other hand. These are more of like a whipped formula, but it's this beautiful like purpley gray shade. And I think it gives you like a deep lip. It's not so deep, and because of the formula being more glossy, is more wearable and very comfortable. Another one that is from the drugstore is the Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Gray Envy, and I like this one as well because it's similar. So it's got that mauve-y gray tone. Like the L'Oreal one I think leans more purpley gray, and this one is more like a nudie grayish. Let me just get a swatch for you. It's a typical like doe foot applicator, but it's very long and flat, so a little different. There you go. So as you can see, this is the Maybelline one, and that's the L'Oreal one. So the Maybelline one is more like a pinky mauve grayish, but it starts to give you that feel of something a little bit different than a typical nude or a very like classic mauve. If you want something that's a little bit more classic mauve but has like a touch, just like a little dab of gray. Nars has these velvet lip glides in the shade Bound specifically. I have a little sample. This sample's lasted so long I haven't needed to actually purchase the full size, but this is very similar, but gives you more mauve. So there it is right next to it. Almost has like a rosy shade to it. These are very comfortable. It's coming out streaky because, well, I have this stumpy little applicator and I can't actually get on a flat surface so easily, so don't go by these swatch here. But as you can see, we're just getting a little bit more pink. And then another one, actually another from Maybelline that is more mauve, might be a little bit more similar to the Nars one, are the Superstay Matte Inks, which last forever. This is in the shade 15 Lover, and has a doe foot applicator, the one that has like the little dimple, so it pulls up the product easily to apply. This one, this to me is more of a classic mauve shade. It doesn't have any of that gray tone, but again, there are no rules in makeup. You don't have to do anything. You could wear hot pink if you want in the fall, but these are just kind of where my thoughts go when it comes down to certain times of the year and certain trends. So if you want just a mauve, you don't want to do the gray, I do like this mauve a lot. I think it's pretty. Now, if you're not a fan of lipsticks and you like more of a gloss, this is the Rimmel Oh My Gloss in All Night Long. I love this shade because it gives you such shine. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. It has a little shimmeriness to it, but see how deep and like mauvey cranberry, and it has some reflect in it that actually makes it look lighter than it is. It almost reminds me of kind of like a duochrome, but it's not. Just hits the light a certain way. These are so good. Now another one that's not in the gloss family, but it is so comfortable. It feels like a lip balm. It's from Clinique. I actually have my full size in the regular packaging in my pocketbook downstairs, so I'm just going to show you the sample size because I do have the sample as well. It's from Clinique. It's the Almost Lipstick in Black Honey. I've talked about this before if you've kept up with my videos. This is a color that is going to look very sheer because it is. So it's right here. This shade right here is like a balm, but it adds such a beautiful color to your lips. It's actually a universally flattering shade. That's what they developed it for. It's in the little description when they talk about it. It goes good with any skin tone, and because it's a balm type finish, it just leaves a nice little bit of color, almost like a stain, but the shade is perfect. I keep this in my purse all year round, but I tend to pull it out the fall and winter as opposed to spring and summer. Now on to more lipstick formulas. Let's do the liquid lipstick that I do love first, because then the rest are typical bullet lipsticks. The Ofra liquid lipstick from Kathleen Light's collab in Havana Nights. I don't even know if they still do this. I'm sure that they still do this color, maybe, but it's awesome. It's in the old packaging when she first launched it, and I love this shade because it's a very burnt deep red, and I love this shade. It's almost like a red berry oxblood shade. It comes off on my hand more reddy toned and like berry toned, but when it's on the lips and depending on your skin tone, it can change, but it's so deep and gorgeous and rich. And this is a winter and fall color for me. We have so many here. Okay, so let me actually first talk about what's on my lips. You may be wondering. It is from Maybelline. It's part of their Molten Metallics in the Molten Bronze shade number 970. That's what I have on my lips right now. It looks like poop in the tube. I'm just going to be honest. It looks like poop, but when it's on the lips, it has that metallic kind of multi-dimensional shade that it has. It's right here. When you look at it and the light is shining, it is green, gray, purple. I mean, there's so many tones in here. I love it. It's a very deep, unique shade. Don't be, discouraged by the poop looking bullet because it is pretty on the lips. Obviously, this is a color not everyone's going to want to wear because it is very deep. It almost has like a brownie shade, but you can see some mauve peek in. It's kind of the more wearable, unique shade I own. Another one that is from the same like Molten Metallics line is Copper Spark. This one is a hard one for me because it's basically like a rust shade. Hold on, I'm running out of room. It is actually a copper for your lips, which I love and I don't love. I think it does make my teeth look yellow, which I don't love because I don't have the whitest teeth on the planet. But I love it because it's copper. And if you have the right look with it, the right makeup, the right eyeshadow and face makeup and maybe outfit, it looks pretty. But it's one that I kind of lean away from it sometimes, but I do enjoy it. And I think if you have a beautiful deep skin tone, this is gonna look so good. If you have a very rich chocolate skin tone, please get this. Do us all a favor and wear this because you're gonna look so fabulous in it. But this is such a pretty shade and most people are probably not gonna get it because it will probably make your teeth yellow and it will look weird on certain skin tones. But I try to rock it when I can with certain makeup, but I think a deeper skin tone will look so fabulous with it. Probably one of my all-time favorite fall lipsticks ever, and it's not one that you can ever get, but I still have to mention it in case you know of a brand that makes a color similar to this, and I do have one that comes close. Sonia Kashuk came out with this Grand Bazaar line at Target. If you all remember this packaging, they did a bunch of things, and this lipstick is so good. It's crushed petal, it's a matte lipstick, it's perfect. The formula, look at that color. Oh, it's so good. This color is perfect. It's like a mauve, brown, tan shade that looks so flattering. It's like perfect. And this matte is the most comfortable matte lipstick I've ever worn. The formula is velvety. It's like a velvet matte, which I'm sure you would think, oh, it's so common to so many other colors. I've seen that everywhere. It's all about the formula and the color to me, and I haven't been able to find something that's exactly the same. However, the one that comes closest, which I also love so much, is Lorac's Highly Pigmented Cream Lipsticks. These are probably some of the best formulas for a cream lipstick. These are so good. No one talks about these. So this is the shade right here, very similar to the Sonia Kashuk one, but we'll do a little side by side. And it's a very picky thing for me, but as you can see, you're gonna say, that's exactly the same, but it's not. If you look at the Lorac one, it's more mauve, and the Sonia Kashuk one is more of a rust, or not rust, but it has more of a warmth in it. Milani makes some good matte lipsticks. This is in 71 Flirty. This is a nice shade. We're getting pretty deep here. I'm running out of space. So Flirty is a deep fuchsia burgundy, I'd say. It's right there. Now, if you're someone who wants to do maybe like an oxblood, but that's way too deep and red for you and almost like leans to a black, you could probably do something like that because it gives you that depth, but it's got some lightness to it and brightness to it. I have another one, which is Matte Love, and this one is less bright than Flirty, as you can see. So if you wanted something like Flirty, but you didn't want that brightness that has like more of a brighter fuchsia tone, it's a little deeper for Love, which I do like because it gives you that like berry shade. The last one is from MAC, and it's Sin, which is a very popular shade in the MAC world if we're talking about deep shades, and it is right here. It's just a little bit deeper than the Milani shade as well. And that's fall in a nutshell for me. I'm sure I've left out some things because I could not go through every single little thing, but I think I gave a lot of options and varied price ranges as well. So hopefully that helps you out. I will film some more like deeper lip tutorials, I'm sure, some nice little combinations maybe with some of these products so you can see them in action. Definitely let me know in the comments below if there are any requests. If there's something you saw in this video that you want to see in a tutorial, then please let me know. I'm always up for some suggestions. Coming up with content can be difficult because you don't want to get bored. So any advice from you as far as what you want to see, always let me know in the comments. But that is it for me today. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, if you're new today and you have not subscribed, you know where that button lives. And don't forget to also hit that little bell. That will notify you when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!